Welcome to Stage.
Imagine waking up to find your online community.
Welcome to Stage.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Geico gives you a total car coverage combination, from flats to fender benders to dead batteries. Kind of like combining ranchera, video game music, and a high school choir on helium. Sounds like a hit to me. Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
On Spotify, it's free to play anything on shuffle. Just pick an album or playlist you like, and we'll play it for you in random order. Hit the big green button to start the music. Happy listening.
Also, the only one who doesn't trust her friends. Well, maybe I would have been better off without friends like you.
It's okay. I know someday I'm gonna.
Also, the only one who doesn't trust her friends. Well, maybe I would have been better off without friends like you.
It's okay. I know someday I'm gonna.
Also, the only one who doesn't trust her friends. Well, maybe I would have been better off without friends like you.
It's okay. I know someday.
I say, hi there, hi there, hi.
And I'm so tired I couldn't sleep for days. Don't worry, twin, I got you. Tap into that new sleep funk. Are you stupid? How is funk gonna make me go to sleep?
If a gay bomb was dropped between you and another soldier, it would start to release a chemical gas into the air. Now, this gas would start to work on chemicals in your body to make you instantly attracted to the soldiers around you. And you would be too busy mingling with your fellow soldiers to focus on the battle in front of you. Ultimately, the idea didn't get past the planning stage, and the bomb was never used. If a gay bomb was dropped between you and another soldier.
Come on in.
If a gay As the snake crawls through the loop, the string tightens around its body. This is because the string is They left the scissors inside his body and didn't notice when they sewed him up. But over the next 2 decades, he only had the occasional stomachache, so he mostly ignored them. But when it started getting worse, he finally went to the hospital. Doctors did an ultrasound and they were shocked to discover the scissors inside him. After 18 years, they were finally removed, leaving the man pain-free. As he tucked his daughter in, she looked scared and asked him to check the closet. The father smiled and walked over, but he pulled the closet door open, his face went numb. It was his daughter. She was crying, trembling. He completely froze in horror before snapping his head back to the bed. It was empty. He was panicked for a moment, but he shook it off. It must have just been his imagination. He calmed his daughter, tucked her in for real this time, and left the room. The dark room settled for a moment, but then the closet door slowly creaked open. When the bass takes the elderly person is forced into a freezing cold bath, causing their temperature to drop dangerously. Next, they're made to drink massive amounts of coconut milk, which causes their organs to fail. And eventually, the person dies from the damage. Now, this is supposed to be done for sick family members. If your eyelids were ripped right now, bro. A doctor injected what he thought when you peel it, it sticks to the outer layer of your skin. As you pull, the mask a pigeon slammed right into his face, and he instantly lost consciousness while riding his motorcycle. But as he blacked out, his hand twisted the throttle, pushing the bike's speed beyond 120 miles per hour. Within seconds, he veered off the road and smashed straight into a tree, flying through the air. He landed hard on the pavement, shattering his leg and causing multiple fractures to his skull. Fortunately, he was rushed to the hospital where he managed to survive. The thief pushes the pen inside the zipper track. The snake suddenly bit his thumb as he was studying. Draw a line across a circle, then add a ball that will move across it back and forth. Keep adding lines, cutting the circle into a pie. Next, add a moving ball to each line. Each ball starts at a different angle. The chainsaw kicked back. It lodged in his... If you get kicked by a horse, it would shatter your ribs instantly, and the pieces would pierce your organs, causing massive internal bleeding. A kangaroo, on the other hand, would use its tail for balance before kicking you with both feet. This would damage your organs, and its claws would leave deep gashes.
Is it possible?
A massive tree fell and pinned a man's leg beneath it. He had been cutting down trees. If you flushed a fish down the toilet, it would flow into the sewer system, a giant underground network filled with dirty water and trash. Then the fish would reach a wastewater treatment plant, where the water is cleaned with chemicals that are deadly to fish. And even if it managed to escape alive, it would most likely end up in a river, where predators and pollution make survival unlikely. If you flushed a spy saw Washington crossing the river, planning a surprise. If a gay bomb was...
Alright, I'll start. My word is definitely made me think of meme. Same, the kind of thing you watch on social media, especially on TikTok, and also has a bat. Yeah, it's not just a random nonsense meme, and there's pattern to it. Mine was kinda fishy with juice. Huh? Fishy with juice? Yeah, I would call it fishy though. I think number 4 is a spy. Who is a spy? Number 4 is the spy. Are you interested?
The whoopee cushion burst as the children played, but suddenly they began to feel sick. Soon they were vomiting and even struggled to breathe, and they were rushed to the hospital, only surviving because of emergency oxygen. But this started happening all over the country. That's because the cheap toys were actually made with a dangerous chemical, and when they burst, toxic gas was released into the air, poisoning the children. A drill is used to... She fell on her metal If you get shot with an arrow, most people would...
Athena Blood Twins will be the most popular MMORPG in 2025. So hurry and download off this.
A lava lamp's movements are complete. Your head is forced onto a curb, and your teeth and... His skin froze before turning black as he rode his motorcycle in the freezing cold. And it was so bad that both his legs had to be amputated. If you took off your skin, could you just... He climbed inside the washing machine naked as a joke, but as he sat down, he crossed his legs, getting himself completely stuck. Luckily, he brought his phone with him, and he managed to call for help. At first, he wanted someone to cut the machine open, but this would have been too dangerous. Instead, rescuers used olive oil to lubricate him, and after 20 minutes, they managed to set him free. When you drop Mentos into a bottle of Coke, the rough surface of the candy is actually covered in these tiny pores. And because Coke is full of carbon dioxide, the gas rushes out of the liquid and sticks to those tiny pores on the Mentos. With so many bubbles, pressure builds up quickly, and he was punched in the head so hard he saw a flash of white, and he soon realized his vision had changed. Curved objects started to look pixelated, and tap water seemed to flow in jagged lines. Everywhere he looked, he saw complex mathematical patterns, even though he hated math before. And without any training, he began drawing detailed geometric shapes. The attack had turned him into a math genius, and he went on to teach all over the world. He was punched in the head so hard he saw a flash of white, and he soon... The piglets would be put inside a cloth bag and taken to the market, where people would buy them as food. But some sellers would put a cat in the bag instead of a pig, and if the buyer didn't check, they'd get home and find the wrong animal. But if someone opened the bag before they paid for it, the scam was exposed, and they would have let the cat out of the bag. The piglets would be put inside a cloth bag and taken to the market.
Fellas, I'm partnering with Old Spice to keep things.
If you got stuck inside a tanning bed, the UV rays would start burning your skin within 10 minutes. And after an hour, painful blisters would start to erupt. Soon your body would overheat, making you dizzy. And the intense UV rays would make your eyes swell so much that you'd actually lose your vision. Eventually, your body... He watched the masked man grabbing and dragging his own lifeless body across the floor. You see, he had acquired this special security camera that let him see into the future. Curious, he set it up, eager to test its abilities. But as soon as he turned on the live view, his stomach dropped. He slammed the laptop shut. His hands were shaking. That was him, dead. He took a deep breath and forced himself to watch it again, over and over. Every time, the masked man grabbed and pulled his dead body across the floor. He scoured the internet, searching for the mask. Nothing matched. He double-checked his locks and installed more. For days, he barely slept. Every sound sent a jolt through his chest. Then, one night, a sharp crack echoed through the house. He froze. It was footsteps. He grabbed the knife and crept downstairs. In the dim light, he saw him, the masked man, holding a knife, stepping into the living room. He lunged. The struggle was quick and violent. The knife drove deep again and again until the body collapsed. He gasped for air, hands trembling. Slowly, he reached down and peeled away the mask. His own face stared back at him. His stomach churned. His vision blurred. A knock at the door. Panic surged through him. He grabbed the mask, pulling it over his own face. And without thinking, he grabbed the body and began to drag it out of the room. A bullet fired from her lipstick tube, hitting the man. You see, while this looked like a normal tube of makeup, there was actually a tiny pistol inside. With a twist of the cap, the user could fire a single shot. It was designed for secret agents who needed a weapon that wouldn't raise suspicion. By the time gone, leaving no trace. A woman tied her barking dog outside her house, according to the story. And when the neighbors called the police, they decided to shoot it. But their aim was terrible, and one bullet hit the leash, freeing the animal. As it ran through the yard, they kept firing into the dark. The owner stepped out, and she was hit right in the heart. She was killed instantly, while the dog survived. A woman tied her barking dog outside her house, according to the story. The steel piles were driven deep into the ground, each reaching over 160 feet. On top of them, 12 million gallons of concrete was poured, creating a 12-foot thick base. And this connects the tower's main support columns. From there, the Burj Khalifa is built floor by floor, stretching nearly 3,000 feet into the sky. The steel piles keep it locked into the ground, while the concrete base spreads the building's weight. And this keeps the soft desert sand from collapsing underneath it. She danced along to music while operating on her unconscious patients, and she would post the videos online, even singing as she cut into someone's face. But when a woman went in for liposuction, she had a heart attack on the operating table, and when she woke up, she had severe brain damage and had to use a wheelchair. After seeing the doctor's videos, the family was shocked. They sued her for being distracted during surgery, and she lost her medical license, putting an end to her career and her channel. The device was locked around your body, forcing your arms, legs, and head to fold inward. She tripped and fell, stabbing her. If you whip your arm, he ate bats, and they would stuff nails down the barrel to shoot at their enemies if they ran out of bullets. You see, loose gunpowder...
Make her bigger. Make her even bigger. Make her significantly large. Make her super duper ultra mega giga big.
As he rappelled down, part of his gear suddenly snapped. You see, he ordered a new harness, but it hadn't arrived in time for the trip. And once he was there, his partner noticed his gear was damaged. But the world-famous climber began the route anyway. As he made his way up the cliff, the harness scraped against the rock. This wore it down even more, and when he put his weight on the gear, the loop suddenly gave way. He plummeted 500 feet to place the bottom of the bottle inside a sneaker if you don't have a corkscrew. Then hold it tight as you bang it against a wall. With each strike, air inside pushes against the cork, making it slowly move up. And after a few solid hits, it'll pop out enough to pull out by hand. If this doesn't work, twist a screw inside the top, then use a fork to pry it out. And as a last resort, just push the cork into the bottle with a wooden spoon handle, allowing you to get to the wine. They bite on the ant's leg, chew. Stick one end of a clear tube deep into the gas tank, making sure it reaches the fuel. Then place the other end in your mouth and suck on it. This creates a vacuum, pulling the gas up through the tube. Once it's almost in your mouth, pinch the tube shut and
wait a minute.
A 3,000-pound cow crashed through the roof as the couple slept. You see, it had wandered in from a jet of water blasts from the fish's mouth, knocking an insect off a leaf. And it's not. The needle is inserted into the dead spider, injecting air into its leg. Your car can slam into the wreck in front of you if you're caught in a pile-up crash. Now, most people would just immediately get out, but another crash could happen at any moment. Instead, stay inside your vehicle and keep your seatbelt on. But if you see a fire, immediately try to get out of your door. If it's jammed, kick out the windshield and climb through. Once you're outside, move as far away as possible and call for help.
Hey nerd, will you be my prom partner? Oh, why did you slap me? I was born to talk like this. Okay, I'll tone it down. So, wanna be my dance partner? I'm calm, okay?
In talking, you can have.
The soldier found a piece of paper wrapped around 3 cigars, and it revealed that the enemy army was split into 5 groups. They said the boy was trapped inside a giant balloon thousands of feet in the air. His parents called 911, saying he had climbed inside before it took off. Helicopters chased him as the balloon drifted over 60 miles away from their house. And after 2 hours, it finally touched the ground. But when rescuers opened it, the boy wasn't there. At first, they thought he had fallen out. But hours later, he was found hiding in his family's attic. When they asked why he was hiding, the boy said that his parents told him to. They had staged the entire thing just to get famous. They said the boy. This frog swallows its own fertilized egg. You could slip out of the harness during a sharp turn if you're too short to ride. And this happens because the restraints are designed to hold people of a certain size. If you're too short, the harness might not tighten enough to keep you secure. But if you're really fat, the restraints might not lock all the way, which means they could pop open mid-ride, sending you flying. You could slip out of the harness during. He smashed a bottle of wine over her head, knocking her out. But this wasn't just some random attack. He was an author and had just published a book. And after reading it, the girl left a bad review. Instead of just ignoring it, he tracked her down through social media and traveled 500 miles just to find her. She was stacking shelves at a supermarket when he showed up and attacked her. He was arrested and sentenced to over 2 years in prison over one single book review. If you bury your dead hamster, there's a chance it wasn't actually dead. You see, if your house is cold for long periods of time, your hamster's heart and breathing will slow down, and they can go into a deep sleep to conserve energy, which can make them feel stiff and cold. Now, they sometimes won't wake up from this even if you touch them, meaning there's a good chance you'll think it's dead. The massive vat. If an icicle breaks loose and he fell and his shirt got caught in the escalator's moving steps. As it continued, it pulled him along, causing the fabric to wrap tightly. If a snake bites your... They had no idea there was a corpse under their bed as they went to sleep in their motel room. They only noticed an awful smell. To cover it, they burned incense, but it only got worse. Finally, someone investigated and found a woman's body hidden beneath the mattress. You see, she had been killed and stashed there, and over the next 2 months, her body slowly decomposed. As it did, the room was rented out to unsuspecting guests. When a blister forms over a burn, some people think they should pop it, but this exposes the wound to bacteria, meaning it could easily get infected. The rat ran up his leg and peed on him.
Of course, paper is better. Duh, that's not even a question, but are you really about to drop $80 on markers for a 2-week obsession? Yeah, with ColourPop, you get the same creative hit without the pressure, no mess, no commitment, no guilt when you forget about it for a week. It's all the fun of coloring, but it fits your life, not your shelf. So yeah, paper's better, but this is smarter.
If the soldiers used flashlights to read messages, it made them an The fish nibbled on her toes to clean them, but this opened up an old scar, and the water can... Your gums will bleed if you flossed for the first time in a while. That's because your gums are packed with tiny blood vessels sitting just under the surface. When you don't floss, bacteria builds up, making your gums swollen, and the blood vessels inside weaken. And when you finally floss, the string easily tears into them, causing the blood vessels. He jumped out of the plane, but his parachute got stuck, yanking him back and leaving him dangling mid-air. The cords wrapped around the plane's tail wheel, spinning him wildly as the plane kept flying. The crew tried to pull him up, but he was too far.
This is Character AI, entertainment reimagined.
Okay.
Character AI is an AI-powered app.
After release, the string can tear into your skin, breaking blood vessels underneath if it slaps back on your arm. A massive fire consumed the barn. Starting at 0, listen closely while slowly turning the dial to the left. You'll hear 2 clicks when you find an unlocking gap in the wheel. Graph the number of each click, as well as the starting point. Then reset it at 2 and test again. Keep going, graphing the clicks until you've gone around the whole dial. Then lay your graphs over each other. Wherever the lines meet shows the location of the unlocking gaps, and the matching numbers will make up the code. His pants burst. A loose cord is tied around the bird's neck, leaving just enough space to breathe. A loose
quick, but when I do, it's fantastic. I get them wide open.
Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum.